Now that is what I like to see.
How do you make money for nothing?
What's the story behind this?
The answer could be hiding in over 20 million tonnes of household waste thrown out by us every year.
So what are you doing here? You having a jumble sale?
That's why reclamation expert Jay Blades wants to get his hands on things before they hit the skip.
I've been a builder, I've been a philosophy student, and now I'm a furniture restorer. So I know more than most about transformation. I revamp the old into the new and then sell it on for a profit.
And with some of the country's elite designers and makers.
I know it might not look like much.
So it's in a bit of a state.
He can transform his finds into desirable,
But like, wow,
valuable,
I can't get over it.
and hopefully saleable items.
Kev, you've done it again, sir.
If Jay is successful, then he can hand the profits back to the very people who had no idea there was cash to be made from their trash.
I'm shocked! Jay, I'm shocked!
Welcome to Altrincham Recycling Centre, where the great and the good of the surrounding area bring their unwanted waste, loads of unloved loot and trunks full of trash.
Cars are flowing, the rubbish is piling up. I don't even know why I'm talking to you. I've got to get to work.
Jay's task today is simple. Find 3 things he can take, transform and sell on for a profit.
Is that all you got? I thought you was going to bring back some goodies.
The idea is you search for the goodies round here, Jay. That's why you've been granted special permission to rifle and rummage the rubbish.
Just having a butcher's, if you don't mind. No, it's all good.
Jay may well be having a butcher's in the wrong direction, as Rich has rolled up with a boot full of something shiny.
Hello, how we doing?
Hey, not bad, how are you?
I'm very good, actually.
Good.
What are you doing with this? Obviously, throwing it away.
I am throwing it away indeed, yeah.
Why?
Well, it's a fire pit
Yeah.
that I received as a wedding gift.
How long have you had it? You said it's a wedding gift.
It was 9 years now, but I've
Have
got...
I put you on the spot there?
Yeah, please don't ask me that. Don't ask me what date it was either.
No, it's all right.
So yeah, it's just been lying there and my wife's been saying, please do something with it, get rid of it or sell it or something, so here I am.
I'll definitely take this off your hands, if that's
Excellent.
all right with you.
Well, yeah, it's nice to get a bit more life out of it. 'Cause, you know,
definitely
so-
will do. Well, sir,
no problem at all. It's
been a pleasure.
Look forward to it, yeah, look
Right.
forward. Good luck with it all.
no. Oh, hold on, there's a leg as well.
There's a leg, it's fully functional. It's good.
Right, if you stick
I'll
it
pop
in
it
there.
there for you.
Thank you.
No
Take
worries
care,
at
yeah?
all. Take care. Thanks
All
a
right.
lot.
A metal fire pit has sparked Jay's interest. Well, Rich, what's he likely to do with that?
I've got no ideas what he's going to do with it. It's going to be exciting to see. I'm just glad it's got a bit of use out of it because it's a shame to throw these things away if someone can use them, so good luck.
Look at this, stainless steel fire pit. That's nice. But stainless steel is notoriously difficult to work with. But I know just the artisan to take this to, who can turn this into a nice red hot profit for me.
Jay knows the perfect person to help this fire pit rise from the ashes. Kev Paxton worked as an industrial blacksmith for over 20 years before giving it up to pursue his passion of forging reclaimed metal into works of art.
My job has now become an obsession. I'm one of these people that need to be doing something, you know, full on. It's not half measures, it's got to be full on. So you take a cold, hard piece of metal, you heat it up, and if you've got a bit of imagination, you can do whatever you want with that. You walk out the workshop at night, you close the doors, you can look back and you go, I like that.
Kev's worked with some odd materials in his time. But will this fire pit leave him cold? With one item safely salvaged, Jay's still on the hunt for 2 more. The cars are flooding in, so there should be plenty to choose from.
How we doing, mate? You all right? I'm very good, actually. Soon be lunchtime.
Lunch might just have to wait. Ken's arrived with a car full that might just give you some food for thought.
They look interesting. Look at that. Hello, how are we doing?
Hello.
What's that? Sorry, my name's Jay.
Hi.
Right.
I do.
So what are these?
Paraffin.
Oh, I think I remember these. They used to have a glass on top.
Yeah. And there's a ring there which actually carried I can't remember what it carried now, whether it's the burner or what. But
Right.
obviously that's the wick which is coming out of there and paraffin
Yeah.
the base there.
And these were used as what? Lights?
Yep.
And you don't have the glass that goes on top, do you?
Unfortunately not, no.
Oh, that's a shame. But you've got two of these.
Yeah.
And then what's this one then? What is that?
That's a heater of the same sort of vintage and period.
So what I intend on doing with this is turning it into something,
Right.
and then coming back and showing. As long as you don't mind me taking these away.
Fine, you're welcome to those. They're going in the tip anyway.
No, they're not going to go in the tip
Yeah,
now.
right,
I'm
right.
having these actually,
Right.
and I'd like to have that one as well. That's
Yeah,
quite
sure, if you want.
quite cool. All right, thank you. I would shake your hand, but my hands are a bit full. All right.
Congratulations on your whatever they
My
are.
purchase. All right, you
Thanks
take
very
care.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jay has his second find. 2 old paraffin lamps and an electric heater. I bet Ken's surprised.
I am a bit surprised. I mean, I might imagine some sort of table lamp. I have no idea what it's going to do with it, to be honest.
I used to use these when I was younger. Enough of the nostalgia. Let's get back to business. I think I know just the person to take these to. Now, they might not be lamps anymore, but I'm sure they're going to turn us some nice profit.
Is it wishful thinking that one of those lamps has a genie? Never mind, Jay has his very own creative wizard. Mark Haig uses his decades of engineering experience to create one-of-a-kind sculptures from second-hand materials. Although his true passion, robots.
The thing I love about robots, I've always been a fan of science fiction and all those B movies when I was a kid and War of the Worlds and that kind of stuff, you know, it just took me to a different place. And robots seem to be very much a part of that. There's always a challenge. Every sculpture that I build has got a different challenge to it. So taking something that is broken and then making it into something that's desirable, that works for me.
Mark might have to burn the midnight oil to make these desirable again. With only one item left to find, the hunt is on for something Jay can work on himself.
I didn't want to get in there anyway. Garden waste, I'm looking for the gems.
Well, if it's gems you're after, I've got some good news. Ronnie's arrived with a carload of potential diamonds.
I recognise this style here, sir.
Yeah.
How we doing?
I'm doing all right.
You all right?
Yeah, champion. Yeah.
So how long have you had this then?
Oh, I've had it a few years now. Belonged to my daughter.
So there's nothing wrong with it, is there?
Nothing at all, no.
OK. Seems quite solid. And what's that then?
That's a small table, you know, like conservatory.
You know what
type
that
thing.
looks like? You know when them electric cookers
Yeah.
used to have the ring on it like that?
That's right, yeah.
It looks like a footstool though as well.
Or even a footstool, you could have it, yeah.
Cool, blimey. And it's just that you don't want it no more, no?
Just doesn't want it anymore, no.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to take this, and you
Right.
can get rid of it this way. I think I've got an idea what I'm going to do with this anyway. So
All right, yeah.
It's all right with you?
Yeah.
I'll let you crack on.
That's fine.
Yeah?
Good luck with it.
All right, you take care then, yeah?
Thank you.
See you later.
OK.
Ronnie's daughter may have finished with it, but Jay's clearly got a plan. What do you think, Ronnie?
Oh, very surprised that he wanted it. What he wants to do with it, I don't know. You know, maybe a bit of covering on it or something like that. Make it into a nice little armchair.
Now, this is what I love, perks of the job, where you're able to sit down whilst you're working. I can't sit down for too long. I've got to get this little beauty making me a profit, so I best get creative.
You look very comfy there, Jay. The hunt for trash treasure is over. Kev will work on the stainless steel fire pit. The paraffin lamps and heater will be handled by Mark. And Jay, if he ever gets back up, will deal with the wicker chair and table.
I'll call that a really successful day at the recycling centre. But now, the real hard work begins.
With the searching over, it's time for the hard work to begin. The stainless steel fire pit has arrived north of the border in the capable hands of blacksmith Kev.
So we've got a delivery from Jay Looks pretty much like stainless steel fire pit. Modern's not really my style, so we'll maybe have to try and do something a wee bit quirky with it.
Quirky sounds great, but perhaps Jay will have ideas of his own.
Oh, you Jay now? Hi Jay, how you doing, mate?
How we doing, Kev? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Good, thanks.
So, did you get that fire pit that I sent up to you?
Yeah, a big box arrived this morning, so yeah, I've got something.
So the idea that I have is I was thinking to turn it into a fire pit with like flames coming out the side and acting as a guard. What do you think of that?
I think maybe you should help Mother Nature here, maybe make a bird bath or something.
A bird bath? I tell you what, you're getting me excited here. What's the type of budget we're looking at then?
I think maybe 250 quid.
Okay.
Yeah.
250. Now look, I'm going to shake your hand.
Maybe give me 300 just to be on the safe side.
Oh, what you've moved up to, all right, 250 to 300.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I want is you've got to make sure it's got your flair on it.
I'll do that. I'll put my wee quirky edge on it. It'll be punked up as ever.
Cool. All right, that's a done deal.
Sounds like a plan.
Jay seemed to be quite happy, quite excited by what I've proposed to make a bird bath. It's stainless steel, which I'm not really set up to do anything with stainless steel, so it could all go wrong. I may be down one of the supermarkets buying something that looks like a bird table and pretend I've made it.
That's not quite the spirit of upcycling, Kev. Jay's agreed on a budget of between £250 and £300 for a punked-up bird bath, whatever that means. I suspect Britain's bird population won't know what to expect either. Manchester is home to two top Premier League football teams, world-class art galleries, and of course, Mark's workshop. Jay's in town with two tatty paraffin lamps and a rusty old heater for him. Aren't you lucky, Mark?
So, I believe Jay's turning up today. I believe he's got some kind of lamp things for me. Not entirely sure what they are. Hopefully they're easy for me to work with. Hopefully I can work out some decent budget with the guy, because he's always giving it all that. But we'll see. I look forward to seeing him.
So there isn't much call nowadays for an old paraffin light or a rusty old heater. But I know just the person to bring these to, hence why I'm outside Mark's studio. So let's go and show him what I've got.
Let's hope Mark will be able to give them a whole new lease of life.
Mark, you in here?
Yes, mate.
There he is. How we doing?
I'm all right. What have you got for me today?
I've got something good.
Good.
You must remember these, though, eh?
Yeah.
When I was young, you used to have a glass bit on top of there.
Yeah. I didn't recognise it for a minute without the glass bit, but yeah, I do remember them. You didn't bring your brasso down, would you?
No, I didn't bring no brass cleaner, no.
Because they're a bit of a mess at the minute, but
They are a bit
look
of a
nice.
mess. They look nice. And then this little heater.
It is, yeah, but it's also, it's like a, imagine a robot having this on top of its head as like a satellite dish. Sort of Art Deco, kind of 1950s B-movie feel to it.
It is.
And I'll be able to replace this with a light fitting.
Oh,
so
cool.
There is a bulb in there, like an Edison bulb in there that looks like
Shining out the light.
Yeah.
Radiating off of that.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of idea I had, like having this was going to be the eyes. But that's not it's not the case, no.
I think these need to be nice, solid, chunky legs.
Yeah.
And then there'd be like a wooden box on top. We'll go with that mahogany feel with some brass dressings on it to make it look nice and interesting, some cogs and wheels and stuff.
I like the sound of that.
Mark's plan is to make a robot-like lamp. It sounds great, but we haven't spoken about the budget yet.
So I'm excited about this already, and it's something I would want to buy, but I don't know what the price is going to cost me first and foremost. So how much is this going to cost to build?
Seeing as you've bought me such nice bits...
Yes, please. That's a discount, isn't it?
I think...
See, I know it.
Try to do that southern thing.
It's worth a try, isn't it? I've got to try these things.
You've got to try it, but I think...
Nice bits.
I think that by the time I've put all the work into it, I think it's going to be a £200 build.
£200 build? And I'm going to have mahogany in there?
Yeah.
I'm going to bite your hand off. That's a deal, mate. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
So, before you change your mind, I'm going to be off. See you later. Have a good one, yeah?
All right, mate.
Right, have fun.
If you're rubbing that lamp hoping for a genie to grant your wishes, Jay's already checked, and you're on your own with this one.
There's quite a bit of work involved in actually getting the stuff up to scratch before I actually start building with it. So that's the difficult part of it. When I actually get into the build, that's the bit I really enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that bit.
I think I got a real bargain there. There's loads of elements for £200. I think my profits are going to be off the radar.
Don't you mean off the scale? Either way, with an agreed budget of £200, let's hope the robot will weigh in with some serious profit. In Wolverhampton, it's time for Jay to get his own sleeves rolled up and start work on the old wicker table and chair.
So this is a Lloyd Loom style chair, and I've never seen one of these before. Little footstool or a table. So what I'm intending on doing with these guys is painting them. I call it a simple job, but looking at the varnish that's on here, I think I'm going to have my work cut out, because the paint has to stick to something, and paint doesn't like sticking to varnish. So it's going to need a rub down, preparation before I'm able to apply any colour to this. But it's a sturdy chair, nice little table, should be a good little job, as long as I can get rid of that varnish.
This wicker chair and table are similar in design to Lloyd Loom furniture. The significant difference is Lloyd Loom was actually made from woven craft paper.
So now it's all about sanding. And on here, I don't know what varnish they've used. It could be something quite toxic. So I always use a dust mask just to stop that getting into the lungs. The other thing that I use, which is vitally important, is my sandpaper. So I've got a sanding pad, and what this does is it folds and moulds to the contours of wherever I want to sand. And all I want to do is a little bit like that, just so the paint has something to grip onto. So enough with the talking, let's get on sanding.
Sandpaper is measured by its grit size, which is the number of sharp particles per square inch of sandpaper. For heavy sanding and stripping, you should look for something between 40 and 60 grit. You're welcome.
Now they're rubbed down, I think I'm going to give it a spray primer because it's a lot quicker, easier to dry, and I'm using a water-based spray paint, which basically means I can spray it inside, but I still have to have my dust mask on.
Jay's created a makeshift spray booth using an old cardboard box, just to prevent giving his studio a lick of primer.
Now this primer is really going on well. I'm quite happy about it, actually. I didn't think it would cover as well as it is, but it's going to take a lot of work, so if you don't mind, I've got to crack on.
OK, it's looking a bit bland at the moment, but that's just a primer. Jay will bring the bling. So what's his final colour of choice? Something bright, something beautiful, something vibrant perhaps? Grey.
So this is a lovely grey blue. And grey blue, I think, goes with anything. So you could put that with black, you could put that with a bright colour, you can put it with white. So this is just a brilliant base coat for any other colour you want to add to it.
But will grey make this project pay? The costs for the wicker chair transformation are just £5 for materials. Will the new colour scheme be enough to secure a profit? In Edinburgh, Kev's getting his head round turning a fire pit into a bird bath.
So what I plan to do is I plan to take the circular hollow section pieces, we'll join them together to make the stem of the plant, and then we'll take the bottom piece of the fire pit, we'll cut that up and make it into the sort of middle part of the flower, and that's where the water's going to sit. We'll put it a bit at an angle so the water's deeper at one side than it is at the other side. Then the rest of the material, what I've got, I'll make into leaves, I'll forge them up and make it really natural. It'll probably turn out nothing like that. We'll see what happens when we get the burning gear out.
I admire your confidence, Kev. The burning gear that Kev's referring to is a plasma cutter, which cuts through metals by using an accelerated jet of hot plasma.
That's the first part cut. A wee bit on the warm side, probably. So that's my bowl. But the water's going to sit at a slight angle. So what will happen is the water will sit in this wee part, so it'll be like roughly where my hand is. And it just gives this impression that the flower's facing the sun. Works in my head anyway.
Well, at this stage, that's all that matters.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to draw, you know, a rough sort of leaf shape. And I'm not going to be any specific leaf, I'm just going to be very, again, just very sort of organic. So I think that's me. So got my leaves.
Now, I'm no botanist, and I am a big fan of your work, Kev, but is that what a leaf is supposed to look like?
So none of this will go to waste. The edge here, which has been rolled over, I'll probably cut that out and I'll keep it like a nice wee sort of tendril climbing up the main stem of the plant. So there'll be very little waste in this at all. In fact, I could probably do with a wee bit more material, but we'll see how we go on with it.
Well, let's hope Kev's punked up bird bath idea wasn't too ambitious. Maybe if he made the leaves a little bit smaller, there might be more to go round. What do I know?
So that's me sort of got it. I'm not going to say flat, because it's not flat, but good enough to work with now. So again, I'm going to hit them very randomly and not make it too neat, even or tidy. Sort of doing like I wanted to do. All these sort of veins, really rough. It's putting a sort of natural piece of movement into the leaf. It's not a huge thought process goes into what we do. You know, I just steal ideas from Mother Nature, so hopefully she likes what I do with her art.
Well, let's hope Jay likes it too. With work well underway on the bird bath in his workshop in Manchester, Mark has the 2 paraffin lamps and the old electric heater that Jay left.
Okay, so what we have here, I reckon that these are going to form the basis of the legs for our robot sculpture that I'm going to build today. So this is the right kind of scale. He's got quite chunky knees, I guess, but I'm quite happy with that. I think I'll stick with that one.
Nothing wrong with chunky knees, thank you very much.
This is going to be the head of the robots.
A nice bucket, of course.
And then if we put this on top as his sort of satellite dish, these look a bit mahogany-ish, if that's a word. So if they go on the side there, so I'm quite happy with the way he looks once he's got some hands on there. And then I just need to finish it off by finding some eyes.
They look like model cartwheels.
They've got the same sort of brassy feel. So yeah, I think that was the answer.
Really?
So robots always turn up when the eyes go on for me. Looks maybe a little bit mean, but in a kind of cute way.
Slightly menacing, if you ask me.
So now I've done the design and picked out all the pieces, I just need to get on and start doing a bit of building.
Before any building takes place, Mark has to fix the light fitting to the heater, and that involves removing the original filament.
So the plan is to take this to pieces. The problem is it's probably 60 years old, so there's going to be a bit of rust.
Being over 60 doesn't always mean rust. Dodgy knees and failing eyesight, yes, but not rust.
Okay, that's that bit done. I'm not going to be using any of the wiring from this because 50, 60 years ago they used rubber and it decomposes. So I might keep the plug, but the wiring's going to be discarded.
Mark's fixing a standard light fitting to the satellite dish, ready to become the robot's new lamp. And of course, it's important to make sure all electrical work complies with UK safety standards.
That's going to form the basis of the lamp. I'm going to have a problem because that's going to be too big, so I'm going to have to cut a hole in there. But basically that's the basis of the lamp, and I now need to go and work out the legs.
This guy's going to have a great reception with that. Mark's had a slight rethink regarding the legs. What's the plan now then?
I decided that he was a little bit too squat for my liking. So I've just found these two pots that are silver in colour that will come up with the colour of the head. So, with the head, with this satellite dish, and with some arms, I'm really happy with the proportions of this. He just needs some dressings to make him look nice, and he's going to be a really nice piece.
But will Jay be bowled over by him? In his Wolverhampton workshop, Jay's putting the finishing touches to the wicker table and chair. Before, this wicker duo were dull and destined for the dump. Now, Jay has given the wicker table and chair a new, fresh, modern look by swapping the boring brown stain for a cool pastel grey, adding a splash of bright green trim on one leg, and a vibrant touch of feature colour, a dab of pink on one foot. This chair and table combo are ready to grace any contemporary conservatory.
I'm happy with these guys. They used to be an old kind of 70s brown, and what I've done is I've turned them into something modern, so giving them a contemporary, cool, kind of grey blue look. But of course, I have to add my colour. So I've got green in there and I've got pink, just for the J touch.
When Jay caught up with Ronnie, he was doing a good deed for his daughter.
Belonged to my daughter and she's having a bit of a clear out.
Jay reminisced for a bygone era.
You know what that looks like? You know one of them electric cookers?
Yeah.
Used to have the ring on it like that.
That's right, yeah.
And he was keen to take a chance.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to take this.
Not at all, no.
And that turned out to be a good decision. Jay soon had the wicker furniture for sale online, and it wasn't long before it was winging its way to the home of a private buyer. Jay's returned to Altrincham to show Ronnie what became of his daughter's table and chair, and to hand over some cash.
How are we doing, Ron?
Okay.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
How are you?
I'm very good, actually.
Nice to see you.
Likewise. So do you remember those bits and bobs you brought round to me? Well, they weren't actually bits and bobs. It was a lovely kind of like garden conservatory chair.
Wicker table,
and a table as well to go. I thought it was a footstool.
Footstool. It was my daughter's. She'd no more use for it. She's moved out of, so she said, just get rid of it. We didn't need it.
You'd be pleased to know that it was a project that I took on myself. What I turned it into was...
Yeah,
and there it is.
Brilliant, yeah.
So basically, it's got this lovely grey kind of blue all over.
Yeah.
And then you've got the green.
Ah, lovely, lovely. It doesn't half alter it.
It does, doesn't it?
It does alter it, doesn't it?
And don't forget me pink sock.
And your pink socks.
I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah,
Come on, Ron.
Matches your trainers.
It does, actually. But I'm pleased to tell you I was able to sell it, and I've got for you £70 profit, sir.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. This is real. Look at that. That's all yours.
Thank you very much.
All right?
I don't believe
It's
it.
all right, isn't it?
That's brilliant. Thank you.
So what are you
very
going to do with it then?
Well, as it was my daughter's,
Right, yeah.
it'll probably be going towards something for her.
Oh, that's nice.
You know, I'll
That's nice.
pass it on to her and
Oh, bless.
see what she wants to spend it on.
See, that's a true dad. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, Ron,
Thank you very
It's been a
much.
pleasure, mate.
That is brilliant.
will you take care?
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Ronnie had a point about those trainers. They're definitely distinctive.
Ron loved the transformation I did to the set. Also, he liked the pink sock that I put on there. Now, what he was doing was his daddy duties by getting rid of the rubbish for his daughter. Now, he's given her back £70 profit, And that's a true dad.
Jay spent just £5 on materials for the old Wicker furniture. He managed to sell it for £75, which left a profit of £70 for Ronnie to hand over to his daughter. I wonder if she'd be tempted to buy some bright pink trainers. Having passed on his first profit, Jay's in Edinburgh to catch up with Kev and see how he's got on with the fire pit.
What I told him I was going to make from was a bird bath, and what I have made is nowhere near a bird bath. So I'm hoping that he likes the version 2 of the fire pit.
Gave Kev this fire pit. And I wasn't too sure if he was going to be able to work his magic on it, but the plan he came up with was to turn it into a bird bath. Just can't wait to see it.
This could be interesting. The fire pit had already seen sparks fly when it arrived at the tip to be trashed. But now, it may not be a bird bath, but Kev's continued the flame theme by creating a beautiful, ornate floral candlestick holder. He's forged realistic roses from the fragments of fire pit. The stems have been forged from the rolled edge of the bowl. And by adding a base of scrap metal, Kev has created a seat for the candle. Lots of hard labour has gone into creating this delicate design. But with Jay expecting a bird bath, let's hope he likes it.
How we doing, Kev?
Hi Jay, how are you?
I'm very good, mate.
Good to see you.
Tell me this is mine.
That's your bird bath?
It's my bird bath. Right. Bird bath with a candle.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's for romantic birds if they want to have a wee candlelit bath.
This isn't a bird bath, though, is it?
Didn't sort of go according to plan.
Did it not?
No, where the fire had been, most of the metal was really threadbare, so I had to go to plan B. I used the legs and the outside of the fire pit, where the metal was okay. Yeah. So I've cut all that up and made it into like petals and leaves, and there was an edging to the fire pit. That's what the stems of the roses are. We've sort of seamed it all up and dressed it all out and made it into stems.
They really look like roses, man.
Yeah.
Really, they look soft, but it's metal.
Yeah.
If I bought roses like this, I don't have to buy them again, do I?
No. You see, darling, they're like my love, they'll last forever.
Wow, you're a romantic, aren't you?
You smooth talker, Kev.
You're giving me all the spilt. No, I do like your thinking. I might have to...
Keep that line.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to invest in that.
Who would have thought underneath that tough exterior was a soft centre? But does that soft centre apply to budgets?
Now, I left you with a budget of about $250 for the bird bath. Now, I don't have a bird bath. So have we come in or have we gone over? What's the crack?
We're nearly there. I reckon 270. I reckon there's profit in it for you at 270.
270? That's cool, man. Nice one. So 270 for roses that look like silk but are made of metal and going to last forever. Kev, you've done it again, sir. See you soon.
See you later, Jay.
I think it's safe to say that Kev's come out of this smelling of roses.
I think Jay probably preferred plan B anyway. The bird bath was always going to be nice and it was going to work, but I think the roses, everybody loves a rose, don't they? So hopefully it's going to go in a good home.
Now, I didn't get my bird bath, but look what I've got. 3 English roses made in Scotland. Now, what could be better? Kevin, he's a genius.
At the tip in Altrincham, Jay was quick to establish the facts.
What are you doing with this? Obviously, throwing it away.
I am throwing it away indeed, yeah.
Rich acquired the fire pit at a special occasion.
You said it's a wedding gift?
It was 9 years now, but I've got
to put you on the spot there.
Yeah, please don't ask me that.
At least he was excited about what could become of it.
It's going to be exciting to see. I'm just glad it's got a bit of use out of it because it's a shame to throw these things away if someone can use them, so good luck.
The new rose sculpture was soon up for sale, and in no time at all it was snapped up by the Norton House Hotel in Edinburgh, run by manager Peter.
It's a lovely item. I think obviously its history from being something that was to be disposed of It's something very unique. It sits well with our country house hotel that we are. It has pride of place here in the foyer.
Jay's in Warrington to catch up with Rich and show him what's become of his fire pit and to hand over the profit.
Hey there, Richard.
Hello.
You all right?
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very well indeed.
So, do you remember the fire pit that you brought down to the recycling?
I do. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
And it had like one leg that was a bit dodgy, if I remember.
I
right.
remember it wasn't in great condition. I think.
So how long have you had it then?
I can't remember exactly, but it's about 8 years or something like that.
Okay. So I took it to a guy called Kev up in Edinburgh.
Okay.
And what he did to it was he turned it into a candle holder.
What? That can't be the same thing.
Yeah, that's your fire pit.
Oh my
What do you think?
goodness. I love it. I want it back.
Well, you can't have it back because someone's bought that.
Oh, really?
And I have for you
Yeah.
£30 profit,
Wow.
sir.
Superb.
Is that all right?
That's unbelievable.
So what are you
Thank
going to do
so
with the
much.
money?
Well, I think I'll give it to... there's a food bank that my wife does some volunteer work for down the road, so that'll go a long way for these guys. So
I like it.
No
All right.
problem.
Well,
Thank
you
you.
take care now.
thank you very much.
See you later.
Amazing. Cheers.
Bye.
See you.
Rich was totally lit up by the transformation of his fire pit. And to hear that he's given all the money to a food bank, now that just warms my heart.
Kev charged £270 to transform the fire pit into roses. They were sold for £300, which left Rich a profit of £30 to donate to his local food bank. Manchester is the final destination of the day. Mark's workshop, to be precise. Jay's arrived to find out if the paraffin lamps and heater are now more robotic than rusty.
To make it a cohesive whole, I worked on it a lot to pull in everything so that it's got a particular style, this sort of steampunk style. And so it's got some of my best bits involved in this robot, and I think it's amazing.
Really intrigued to see what Mark's done with those paraffin lamps and also a little heater I left him with. He said he's going to turn it into some kind of beacon of light. Let's go and have a look.
Their days of providing heat and light were well and truly over when Jay found this collection of cast-offs at the tip. But now, without them, Mark's robotic lamp wouldn't have a leg to stand on. Mark added ice buckets, shoe stretchers, rusty cogs, old electrical transistors, light switches, jump lead clamps and wagon wheels. Blimey! He used an old mahogany storage box as the body, and to top it all off, the old heater now transmits light to the world. Mark was aiming for eye-catching, but will Jay be charmed by its robotic good looks?
How you doing, Mark?
I'm good, thank you, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. Even better for seeing this now. Wow. I weren't expecting that. You gave me the light, like the radar, that you said you was going to have.
Switch, turn the switch on and off.
Oh, quality.
1960s, that's out of the house I'm just renovating.
Oh, man. So it's like a proper light.
Proper light,
And it
1960s.
works. And these are the lamps, aren't they?
They are, yeah. I decided not to polish them up because it's kind of like a bit of a rusty kind of feel to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you've got the wood in there as well.
And the wood. I promised you a bit of mahogany.
Yeah, you did as well. Nice one. And tell me, what is this? I swear that's a brake disc.
It is a brake disc. And there's a cog there, and that cog is from a place called Hotspur Press in Manchester. And the Beano and the Dandy were printed there in the 1960s.
Cool.
So it's got a lot of sort of provenance to this, to some of the pieces on this.
Yeah.
Mark gives all his robots names, and this guy is called Chunk. But is Chunk within the budget?
Why did we do on a budget?
I came in on budget. We said 200 quid.
You come in?
Came in.
Quality, sir. Nice one. As always, you've smashed it again, mate.
Thank you, pal.
Thank you.
See you now.
Brilliant.
Chunk's clearly charmed Jay, but will he find a new home?
So I thought Jay'd love it, and I suppose the pressure's now on him to go and see if he can find a buyer for it. I don't think he shouldn't struggle, I don't think.
When Ken arrived at the tip, he didn't expect to be explaining how his past-it paraffin lamps used to work.
Obviously, that's the wick which is coming out of the paraffin
Yeah.
base there.
And
So,
these
yeah.
were used as what, lights?
Yep, yep.
Jay was keen to prevent them from reaching the skip.
As long as you don't mind me taking these away.
No, fine, you're welcome to those. They're going in the tip anyway.
No, they're not going to go in the tip
Yeah,
now.
right,
I'm
right.
having these, actually.
Right.
Which was a big surprise for Ken.
I am a bit surprised. I mean, I might imagine some sort of table lamp. I have no idea what it's going to do with it, to be honest.
It is sort of a table lamp, but just not as you and I would know it, Ken. Jay did manage to make a sale, and Chunk was soon on his way to vintage store 6th Link in Ludlow, owned by River.
I think the craftsmanship that's gone into Chunk is absolutely fantastic. I love how the designers picked up items that we in the antiques world would throw away and created such a fantastic item.
Keen to share the good news, Jay's on his way to knock on Ken's door in Altrincham to show him what became of his lamps and heater and to hand over the profit.
Hello, Ken.
Hi, Jay.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Hi.
You all right?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
You seem a bit surprised.
I'm a bit surprised to see you.
Well, I've come to show you something.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So, how long did you have the heater for, and also the paraffin lamp?
30, 40 years.
34 years?
Yeah.
And where was you using it?
Well, we're using them in a cottage that we have in Wales, which has been in the family for a long time. So they were the source of lighting before the electricity arrived.
Well, I was able to do something with them.
Oh.
And, yeah,
Right.
don't sound surprised. We can do this. And I took it to a guy called Mark.
Yeah.
And what he turned your lamps into
Yeah.
a robot.
Oh, right.
Does that make sense now? You must remember those.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do with it, but
Well, you use it as a light,
you
man.
could make it walk, you know.
You could make it walk. I'm glad you smiled at that, because I like it as well. And what I like even more is we was able to sell it.
You're joking.
Yeah, not joking. Really. And I have for you
God.
£60 profit.
Wow.
For you. What are you going to do with that?
I'd probably go out for a meal or something.
Oh, by yourself?
No. I might take the wife.
Oh, I thought you was going to get some company. I thought you wanted me to come along.
She might come. No, what? I'll go and ask.
All right, that's good on you, Ken.
Right, thanks very much indeed.
Thank you. All right, you take care.
A few brownie points on the way there, Ken.
Chunk the robot made Ken smile like he was a child again. And also, when I gave him the £60 profit, that made him even happier. He's going to be taking the missus out for a meal. No chance for me, but better luck next time.
The cost of creating Chunk the robot was £200. Jay managed to sell him for £260, leaving Ken with £60 profit to treat his wife to dinner. Jay salvaged 3 items from the tip. The old paraffin lamps and heater have taken on a life of their own. The fire pit turned all floral, and the wicker furniture has been given a whole new lease of life.
I saw potential in 3 tied items at the tip, and Mark and Kev pulled out all the stops to make them shine again. We even managed to make some money for nothing along the way.